Smile. Okay. So here we've got really nice shapes, really nice end result, really nice smile here. If you want to elevate your work to the next level, this is what the next steps are for. So you could actually pretty much stop here, give it a polish, and you're done. We're going to talk about secondary morphology here. So we've carved out our primary morphology like this. Okay, those are our line angles, like that, like that, like that, like that, like that. Just draw them out. Like this. The next step is where do the grooves of the teeth go? The indentations, okay? You split the tooth in half on the lateral and on the central incisor. The mesial groove, we all know, is longer and is bang in the middle of these two lines that you create, line angle and the middle of the tooth. The distal is shorter and wider. It starts at the middle, it goes up halfway, and it kind of finishes where the line distal line angle finishes. Now we need to start thinking about teeth as 3D objects rather than lines, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So as the tooth comes down here, it turns in, there's an indentation here, comes out, so there's going to be a high point here, it goes in again, and then from here it starts to curve around distally and go up the tooth. Okay. So when you are doing your secondary morphology, you have to keep that in mind and not get too focused on making these cones in the teeth, because that's when it starts to look weird. Again, lateral incisor is pretty much the same. Two there, and then one wider. Canine, very important. We spoke about this earlier. Canine is an awkward tooth to do. You have a middle of the tooth a line, and you have the line angle. You have a depression which goes mesially, and you have a depression distally. Turn this way, please. Let me show you on this one a bit better. So a depression that goes like that, and a depression that goes like that. Now, premolars would be exactly the same. Yeah, we don't read this too much on the premolars, okay? You can if you want, but okay. So that's going to be our landmarks for our secondary morphology. So those grooves is going to be a very shaky action, and the only way to describe it is imagine you've got a tremor in your hand. Okay, so you're going to still support this, so you're doing this on purpose, not because you genuinely have tremor. So slow speed. You're just going to follow that line roughly. You're not going, you're just roughly creating a little bit of texture, a little bit of indentation. Almost looks very random. Use a carbide burr, you can use a rose head, you could use a diamond burr, whatever works for you. You can use an enhanced disc or point, doesn't really matter. We're not overdoing this. This is supposed to be a very subtle change. Okay, use a rose head. Like that. You can use a rose head as well. Yes. Rose head, you can use this direction. Just creating little grooves. Remember we spoke about tooth is a 3D object. It comes around, it curves round into this little groove, then it comes up, then it curves into this little groove, and then it goes round into the southern groove. The same thing here. I quite like using rose head though. It gives me a lot of flexibility to move in different directions. and take them from here. Then canine grooves are a little bit more obvious, which is good because the grooves allow you to break up the light and it makes the canine look less bulky. You should actually see on the canine there were dips on the incisor edge where the grooves are, which again help to break up the light, break up the shape from looking like a large cylinder. Then the two molar pretty similar to the canine if you want. It has a little bit of finesse into your work. Not necessary, but one more. Do the best we can. Very subtle, not to overdo it. Rather do it less than do it too much. It comes in, into the groove, the incisor ledge comes up, into the groove and it curves around. This way please. Then the canine, we're going to break it up, we're going to break a little indentation, and then incisor ledge goes in. You can follow that. Let's create a little depression, something distal. Okay, just like that. Maybe it can be a bit more, but let's break it up a bit more. But okay. Three more or less same thing. Same as canine. There is a dip there as well in the premolar. Okay. So, find your edges, more elegant, higher level work. There we go. Okay. A little bit of texture. The next step is very important. Remember we spoke about tooth being a 3D object. Okay, so now we're going to try to define that. All we've done right now is carve things into the tooth, and now it's all about making it all come together. So you can use a disc, you can use a burr, you can use a hand point, you could use like a rubber point, whatever you fancy. The point is, I'm gonna join it all up into this harmonious looking object. We don't want blocky. So even though we make these lines, they need to be smoothened out. So if it's too blocky, it looks a bit weird. Teeth don't have lines, they have angles. The lines are there for our convenience. So it comes up, comes down, blends into the distal, curve the distal a little bit. So it comes into the just swap that for like a white stone and the hand piece and better. Work that around, goes into the indentation, and up into the indentation, and then it curves around the tooth. Same thing here, comes this way, and down the medial wall, into the indentation, out into the indentation, and then it just gets curved on the distal of the tooth. This is where the disasters happen with secondary morphology, because people treat them as lines where they're not. The lines are there for your convenience, for your line marks. The tooth comes up easily, On the palatal, there's a little groove, there's a little dip, comes up again, there's a little distort, and then it blends in there. Okay? You just repeat that everywhere. Keep going up into the groove. Take the comes up, groove, take the comes up, there we go. So embrasures are formed due to the 3D structure of the tooth. So we're just going to go in and just refine those a little bit. Now that we have our ground out, that's good. That's pretty good. Okay, so that's how long it takes to get a good surface of the tooth. The remaining part is what everyone cusses about, but it's actually very straightforward and easy to do, which is the polishing. So the magic all happens in the finishing. The tooth we can already start to see as we run water down the surface of the tooth. They were now picking up secondary texture. It just starts to just create that natural illusion of the tooth while still keeping it looking bright as the patient wants. You don't make it look tightly tooth. Okay, so this you just start the tooth. Just slow speed, gentle pressure. Now, as I'm working on the tooth, this tooth has more texture than that. I'm just going to refine this because I want symmetry between the two centers. Just going to add a little bit more texture on this. Gentle pressure along the two surfaces of the teeth. Visually. It's super cute. You can do the Parakai Matla. So I'm not going to do. I'm starting to see some texture. The gloss is coming on. These are just Eve twist polishes. Nothing special. Works really well. Amazing shine. Look at the next question.